Hello, tarnished of all ages. I'm Isaac from Isaac's Review Channel, and today I will be reviewing Elden Ring. And my concepts are content, audience, and format. The reason I chose Elden Ring for the media I will be talking about in this next 5 minutes is because Elden Ring is my favorite game of all time. Nothing tops it. The first concept I want to start with is the concept of content. And oh boy, Elden Ring has a lot of content to go over, so I'll be simplifying the best I can. One of the biggest parts of Elden Ring's content is the exploration, which there's a lot of. The map is absolutely huge, and it's quite comparable or possibly bigger than Zelda Breath of the Wild's open world map. And there's a lot you can do in it. There's 314 weapons, there are 200 spells, and there are around 300 bosses. The weapons are definitely a key part upon why Elden Ring is so good. The combat is simplistic but complicated, where it's just the normal button mashing, but now you have to think. You have to think button mash. And you can customize the weapons you get, which, there's a lot of. You can, change the affinities, you can change the Ash of War, which is the skill on them. It's a lot of stuff. Bosses and enemies are another key part upon why the content of Elden Ring is very vast. Because earlier I had said there is in the ranges of 300 to 200 bosses. I said that backwards. But there's a lot of them, and they sometimes do have to duplicate bosses, but there's usually some kind of gimmick with each one that makes them different in some way. Sure, there are repeating, and that's kind of annoying sometimes, but that does, correlate with making the good bosses just that much better. Now that reminds me, one of the greatest things I love about Elden Ring is the player system. The player system is so connected, and it stops you from feeling isolated in such an overwhelming world by other players leaving messages to help you and advise you on where to go, because they also went through that same pain, because Elden Ring is a really hard game. Alright, moving on to format. We are completely done with content. The first thing I'd like to mention, which is mostly the only thing, is how Elden Ring makes its game work. It's complicated to explain it, but the way the game works, it's like a repetition. You go through the first area, you kill the big boss, and then you repeat for the next 8 areas. And of course there's a whole bunch of small other bosses you can defeat along the way. And a whole bunch of enemies, and a whole bunch of new zones, and lots of new equipment and armor, and it repeats over and over and over. And because of this system, you have so much freedom on where to go, which definitely helps with the exploration and open world factors of the map, and the world you reside in, which is called the Lands Between. But because you have so much freedom, you can just go do one of the hardest bosses ever right off the start, or you can just completely ignore the first boss and go do a different one. If you're stuck on that one, you have complete freedom on where to go, what bosses to kill, and how to progress. It is your playthrough and your story, and you are the protagonist. You completely have all of the ropes and control when it comes to your game. No other factors like the story pushing you to go a certain direction. You can go any direction you want in this game. Okay, now we're done completely with format, and we can talk about audience now. And one of the first things I want to mention is that there is a great divide in the players of Elden Ring and some other Souls games, where it's completely split in half, where a whole bunch of the players absolutely love the game, and then the other half of the players completely hate the game, but it's for completely valid reasons. And it's not because they suck at the game or something. It's because the people who hate Elden Ring want to go home and just have a relaxing time and not want to have, their butt kicked every 5 minutes. And then the players who love the game absolutely love this painful idea of just going at it over and over and over again. Like it's giving meaning to their lives, which is what it did for me, so it's kind of biased in my own opinion. This is where some of the bad parts of the Elden Ring community come in, because a lot of people feel like when they play Elden Ring, if you didn't have the same experience as them, automatically it makes something go wrong where you have to argue with them to protect something. And it's annoying to definitely see and have people not understand that some people don't want to go home and, get their butt kicked. Some people don't want that, and I find it frustrating personally to see. And other than that, that's basically all of audience to talk about. Alright, but that's gonna have to wrap it up for me. I've done content, format, and audience. That's all my concepts. And to completely summarize, Elden Ring is one of the best games I've ever played ever, but it's only fit for a select amount of people. And if you feel like one of those kind of people who need more in their lives, you should definitely try it out, or at least look at a video of it online. This is Isaac from Isaac's Review Channel. Bye.